We are starting a new unit in science. This unit is called Conserving Resources. Conserving resources. Do we have any idea what that means? Conserving resources? It is okay if you don't know, because that's what we're going to be learning about in this new unit. On next Monday, I need you to have an oatmeal cookie, an oatmeal raisin cookie. It's got to have raisins, okay? You're going to do an experiment at home. If you don't get it, it's okay. We'll try to do it again another day. But you need an oatmeal raisin cookie. You need some water and toothpicks. If you don't have a toothpick, you could probably use a straw or the end of a fork. Not the end that you eat with, but the other end, that straight end. Okay, that would probably work too. That's for next Monday. I will send an email with all those details. But we are going to have an experiment that you get to do at home. So that's kind of cool. All right, I'm going to read and then I will get it closer to show you the pictures, okay? Resources. What materials have you used so far today? I guess it probably depends on what time you got up and what time you're watching this video, but you probably ate some food for breakfast. You probably used some water to brush your teeth. And right now, I am using this book, okay? The food, the water, and even the book all came from resources, okay? What are resources? A resource is a material that is found in nature and it's used by living things, okay? Does that make sense? Found in nature, used by living things. So the water that you drink is going to come from rivers and lakes and underground. That's a resource. The food you eat comes from plants and animals. Those are resources. The paper that's used to make this book comes from what? Comes from trees, the wood on trees, and that's a resource. So those are things from nature that living things use. I'm a living thing, you're a living thing, and we use those resources. People use many other kinds of resources every day. Air, rocks, metals, oils, salt. Do you put salt on your popcorn or your French fries? That's a resource. And these are just a few examples of resources. Resources are found in many kinds of places. They can be above the ground and they can also be under the ground, below the ground. Okay, now let's look at the pictures. There are some fish here and it says people use fish as a resource. What do people do with fish sometimes? They eat them. Yeah, so fish could be used as a food. The other picture on here is some cows. How could cows be used as a resource? For meat and also for milk, because milk comes from cows. This picture over here shows some rows of crops, things that were planted in someone's garden. And it says crops are grown on this farm. People use some kinds of crops for food. Other kinds of crops, such as cotton, are used to make clothes and towels and sheets. My shirt is made of cotton. Your shirt is probably also made of cotton. That's a resource that is grown and then used to make other things that living things use. Okay, this is called an oil derrick. Okay, it pumps the oil from underneath the ground. Okay, the oil is used to make many different things. Even the gas for your car. Maybe not your car, mom, dad, somebody's car. The oil derrick pumps that oil and brings it up from under the ground, and then it's used to make other resources, okay? Other things that we could use. Do you have questions about resources? This is just the very beginning of the unit. We're gonna learn a lot more about resources. And our unit was called Conserving Resources. I wonder what that word conserving means. We're gonna have to wait and see if we can figure it out after we read more. I want you to draw some pictures, or you can write it if you would rather do that. I thought you might like to draw though. I want you to draw a picture of a resource that is found above the ground, and then draw a picture of a resource that is found under the ground. Okay, we talked about quite a few resources in this video. Some of them were above the ground, some of them were below. If you need to rewatch the video to get some ideas, you can. Or you could maybe think of your own. That would be cool too. Thanks, guys.